We're here this morning, of course, to celebrate the groundbreaking of the Shoal Creek Pedestrian Bridge. This is an issue, as many of us know, that have worked on this for a long time. This started, I remember when I first started as a newly elected city council member, had all my hair then, none of it was gray, and started on this project in early 2002. We did a number of things for this intersection that I think were important. The no turn on red signs during school drop-off and pickup hours. We moved the vehicle limit line back to create more space for the crosswalk, and then improve the crosswalk by allowing pedestrians to begin walking before the lights turn green for cars going in the opposite direction. All of those things were important and were helpful, but what was clear that was going to be most important was getting a bridge here to make sure that kids could cross this very, very busy intersection safely. I was able to locate $25,000 to fund the initial feasibility study that showed that a pedestrian bridge was needed and that it could be done. And then we worked together with so many people in the community, all the community groups here, all the community volunteers. Troy Dahm was very instrumental. Duncan Hunter's office came and helped out as well. And it really was a combined team effort to make this day finally possible. I do want to not just thank, I want to thank Troy, I want to thank the Shoal Creek Pedestrian Safety Committee, Principal Libby Keller, who's here today as well, all the residents of Carmel Mountain Ranch and the city who came together. So many of you, I certainly recall all the meetings and planning that we did together to make this possible. So today is a very big day. There's a number of other people who are going to speak, and I'd like to first turn it over to somebody who has my old job and succeeded me, and we're excited to have him there, and that's Mark Kersey.
Thank you, Brian. It's a pleasure to be here today. This is a great day for our community and for this city. It's a victory for parents and for the safety of our children as well. Without community members like Troy Dahm, who's a fellow Rotary Club member with me, Lori Marcus, Kirk Carlson, Derek Nelson, and frankly too many others to name, we wouldn't be here today. So thank you to everybody who made this possible. Infrastructure is one of my top priorities on the City Council because projects like this are crucial to our quality of life and our neighborhood safety. Neighborhoods shouldn't have to wait 10 years for the infrastructure that they need. And that's why, as chairman of the Council's Committee on Infrastructure, I'm taking steps to make sure that projects are completed in a much more timely manner. This year, we're taking a look at what's working, what's not working, and finding new ways to cut through the bureaucracy that bogs down projects that are funded and ready to go. We all know that the faster that projects get done, the cheaper they are, and the more people we can put to work through construction contracts. But most importantly, the quicker we complete these projects, the quicker we can improve the lives of our residents. As we seek additional streamlining opportunities, we also need to advance an air of honesty with the community, where the process and the basis for decision-making are clear. We need a rolling 5-year plan that has regular review and updates so the public knows what's getting built, not just year to year, but in the long term as well. And we need to look to the neighborhoods to set our infrastructure priorities, which is why we're going to be doing that throughout the balance of this year. This will be the council and the mayor that rebuilds San Diego. So thank you everybody again for all of your hard work. This has been a long time coming. It's a proud day for our community, and I'm happy to be a part of it. So thank you very much. And then you're gonna...
Thank you, Mark. And our next speaker is somebody who originally kicked this off many, many years ago and has stayed through this long after his kids left this school and made sure that this project came to fruition. So I want to give a big thank you to Troy Dahm, and who's our next speaker. Thanks, Troy.
Hey, welcome. What a great day this is. It really is a wonderful day. And I can't tell you how pleased I am. And I have some remarks, and I'm going to be brief, and there's many people to thank. But what I want to start with is the story of what happened here. Because I think it really is a story of hope. Hope for other communities, hope for other projects. The school opened up here. I had 3 kids. My first daughter was the first graduating class. She's getting ready to graduate from UCLA this year. So I'll give you an idea of how long this project's been going. And it started with some concerned parents, people like Helena Evans, whose mother was pushing a stroller in this very crosswalk over here when the stroller was hit by a car. Her foot was run over, broke her foot. Young Nick Evans was thrown from the stroller and fortunately ran to the curb. I'm happy to report that all are well. Nick is graduating from high school this year and on to college for Nick. So really a wonderful group of people. It started with a bunch of parents getting together. There was, really a concern here, and I think we can all see. I mean, if you parked over here and you cross the street, what it must be like to be these kids. And I asked these kids today on the way over. I walked down with Principal Libby Keller, who's been instrumental in this project, and I asked them, how many of you kids walk to school? Raise your hands. There were no hands. And I asked them, how many of you would like to walk to school? How many would you like to walk to school? Huh? They all would. And they will be able to do that because of this bridge. So let me tell you about the story. You might recall the 2000s, a difficult time in this country. Budget deficits, pension crises, we had the tech stock market bubble, and we kept meeting. And many times we were just about ready to give up. Thanks to people like Barbara Warden over here, former city councilwoman, and obviously Lance, and Lance Whitmont over here, I see him. He was, here all the time for us. And these are the people that gave us hope. At one point, we had a corporation come forward, and they had an innovative new way to build a bridge, and they wanted to help us. Unfortunately, from an engineering perspective, that didn't pan out. Ultimately, we got a ray of hope, and it came in the form of Congressman Duncan Hunter's office, who was the congressman that was Duncan Hunter Sr. at the time, and his staff member from Washington came down and took a look at what we were facing here, and he said, I could see why you're concerned. I think that we might be able to help. That eventually led to a federal earmark. I know federal earmarks aren't available anymore. We may have got one of the last ones, but this is the right kind of federal earmark, the important kind. At some point, that was just a fraction of the money, and I was shocked at what the cost to build a bridge is. Just absolutely shocked. Eventually, due to the Great Recession, we got some stimulus money for projects to be rebuilt, federal stimulus money. So this was a case where, I think what I said at the beginning, it was a case of a story about community working together, about the parents of Shoal Creek, about local community leaders, about not giving up. And when you do all of those things, wonderful things can happen. And this bridge getting built is a testament to that. So with that, I could say I am just so pleased. And there are so many names of people that I could thank that we would be here all afternoon. So to those folks, I'm going to say individually, I apologize for not recommending or recognizing your name, but it's each of you, every one of you that made the difference to make this project happen. And with that, I'll conclude my remarks by saying what a special day this is. And thank you so much for coming.
And then our final speaker from the City of San Diego Public Works Department, who's done a tremendous amount of work on this, is Tony Heinrichs. Tony?
Thank you, Brian. And I want to thank all the other distinguished guests who spoke before me. This truly is a momentous day for this community. I know I'm very pleased being a resident of Rancho Bernardo myself and having children go to the Poway School District and now have a grandson who's a kindergartner up in the 4S Ranch area. It's very special to me to be able to be here to help celebrate with the community on such an important capital project as this one. Good morning, I am Tony Heinrichs. I'm the Director of the Public Works Department for the City of San Diego, and our department manages all the city's capital improvement projects throughout the city. As Troy so eloquently pointed out, a capital project like this one can't be done overnight. Unfortunately, that seems to be the norm. It takes 10 to 12 years for something like this to come to fruition. As Councilmember Kersey mentioned, we're working with him and his staff to try to streamline the capital improvement program even more than we were able to do last year to get projects like this done much quicker. But of course, capital improvement projects like this require a lot of collaboration from a lot of people. And so many people worked on this particular project to make it happen. The benefits of this project, as you've heard, are many. Paramount are the life and safety of the school children who will be able to take a safe route now to get to school. And as I mentioned, being a father myself and now a grandfather, I know how small children trying to get across this big road can be very concerning to them. The bridge, as shown in your program, is a state-of-the-art structure and will provide an alternate means of transportation within this community. I also would like to mention that the construction contractor, KTA, and the design consultant, Simon Wong Engineering, are some of the best consultants and contractors that we have working on city projects. So you can rest assured that this will be a very high quality project when it's finished. I want to thank Brian Mainshine, the Poway Unified School District, and Councilmember Kersey and his staff for your support of this and other important infrastructure projects throughout the city. I also would like to acknowledge some of the key staff members who made this project happen. From the project management staff at the city, Abby Palisade, Mark Cole, and Jeff Manchester. Could you please raise your hands? Thank you. And the city employees that will manage the construction activities, Frank Gaines, Ed Fordan, and Isaac Vallejo. Would you please raise your hands? Thank you. And as I mentioned, the contractor, KTA Construction, and I think Kurt is back there wearing the hard hat. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you for your company. So I think it's time to shovel some dirt. So let's celebrate. Let's get this thing moving. Thank you.
In conclusion, let me just say a couple quick things. Thanks to everybody in the community for making this day possible. I'm kind of laughing thinking when you were saying how long this has been. My two daughters are here with me today. Neither one of them were born. So if you look at where they are now, so we live right across the street. So we're going to get to use this. And I just really quickly, normally I take my daughters with me to a number of my speeches, and normally I can see them saying, you know, hurry up, how soon can we get out of here? But since they're out of class today, I think they're hoping daddy filibusters for a little bit. But again, Libby and I'm just joking, Libby. But Libby and the student council and the kids who are out here in particular, thank you all very much. A great day for our community. So I'd ask, we're going to move over there to shovel some dirt, or at least take some pictures of us shoveling dirt, apparently. So we'll move over there. But thank you all very much for being here today and celebrating this special day in our community.
This is certainly a great day for us, and the students are very excited about the prospect of having the bridge built. We are looking forward to the final product. We're not all that certain that the actual construction phase will be a lot of fun coming up and down the hill, but we know that it has to get a little bit difficult before it gets better, so we're looking forward to it. When I started working at Shoal Creek, I inherited the Ted Williams Bridge Committee from Wendy Smith Rogers, who was the principal here when the committee started. She had lots of wonderful things already in place that I was able to pick up. We met every month until the money was secured. So I know lots of these faces that we have spent time around a table wondering how we can make things better for our children. So this is a very exciting day that we're actually going to see the project start and take place. So thank you all for sharing it with us.